Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Brilliant Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have a wonderful guest today, Angela Soong. What a businesswoman. I'm really looking forward to a conversation with Angela today. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're also on the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes, going out to Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, Roku, and many more. We're also on MSP, newsglobal.com, and we're also on the Business Innovators Radio Network. I want to make an official shout out to our show sponsors, Dreamweaver, Artist Ranch. Let's bring in our incredible guest, Angela Soong. Angela, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
Thank you. Thank you for a big welcome. So I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation, Mark.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you today, Angela. So tell us a little bit about Angela. Who is Angela Soong?
Well, I think all of us have a bag full of roles to play, but I prioritized my first role to be a great mother of two loving children. So happy because they are my lifeline and my reason and my why to strive to be a better mother, I guess. And so the second thing after that would be my career. So I've always been pretty ambitious. And I think one of the reasons why I've had that drive is because I was the eldest girl between, in my family, we've got 3 siblings. So I'm the oldest. As you can see, I'm an ethnic minority. I'm Chinese. So my dad had expectations of a male in the family looking after the rest. And I guess I've had to play that role and always had to prove to him that I'm worthy, I'm valuable, and I can play this role better than even a male. So that's why I've been striving from one thing to another, but always to mastery, to excellence, to the best of my abilities. So I'm a property developer, investor, landlord. Previously, I was looking after over 70 tenants as a management company myself with my building team, and we have a maintenance team. And that's so the 20 odd properties we've built over in my portfolio, built over a decade. And now I'm doing different things like Global Woman Club in Birmingham, and that's only been launched last month, and that was a huge success, bringing women together, empowering them, supporting whatever it is they're doing. It's a networking event, businesses, friendships are made. And I've attended before I became director with Nikki Clark. It's been amazing. Our lives have changed. We forged relationships. We've gone on different events, escorting, yachts. It's just been so amazing, and we've had a big sisterhood of get together, just enjoying our times together and supporting each other, and growing our businesses. So if you have a business idea, whether it's to write a book, to launch it in Amazon, to have a number 1, the club will try and support you and buy your books up to the event time to get a number 1 version, whether it's actually to create a new business, what I'm doing right now. So my new business right now is called Golden Wealth Creations. It's been set up as we speak, and it's a combination of hypnotherapy, rapid transformational therapy with Marissa Peer, combined with my business expertise and consultants and property work over all the years, and my training in, I was a teacher, a biology teacher, high school, when I graduated from university. So I was a teacher for 4 years at a very comprehensive school. And that was a super professional development course for me to manage and teach students between 11 and 18. But that taught me a lot to grow up and how to manage people and public speaking. I've done loads of stuff. I've been an entrepreneur. I've bought businesses, acquired businesses in the past. I've sold businesses in the past. I've had my skin clinic, which I worked with a lot of skin laser therapy and mole removals. So I've done quite a few things to
You
say
have,
that.
Angela. That's quite an impressive CV. And I actually live near Birmingham, Angela, so we should meet for a coffee, definitely. And
Yeah.
it's very impressive what you've achieved with your properties, all your other businesses. And now you've got the Global Woman Club as well, which is amazing. My next question, how has your childhood and cultural environment shaped the person you are today? And what would you say to others who can relate to you?
Well, I think looking back, I grew up under the stairs with my grandma, and at a very young age, my parents were immigrants from Hong Kong. So being the fact that they had nowhere to go, they worked for somebody else. And then I was born. My grandmother was asked from Hong Kong to come and babysit for me. So the owners are very generous in taking me and my grandmother in as extras and burden to their world. So the only place that we could go was put a bed under the stairs of the second floor of the first floor, the landing. So I grew up for first few years on the stair landing with my grandmother, and at night time we would put these MFI boards up, and in the daytime we would take them off, and night time the staff will finish work and they come upstairs and onto a landing and trying to get to their rooms and the bathroom in turns. So that was the kind of life I've had for a good few years, and I even remember when I played too close to the stair landing and the stairs, and I would just roll down, and I fell into A&E quite a few times because of that. But these are my parents telling me. I have no recollection at all. But I know at the age of 4, when I was able to understand what was going on with what my parents were doing, and my grandmother, who felt really obliged that she wasn't doing anything for the owners. So she went downstairs to help make preparations for the food. Is a takeout at the time, and they take out and then it expanded into a restaurant. And at the time she would do lots of things: peel prawns, cut off the guts, pack prawn crackers, prepare onions, mushrooms, prepare everything for the kitchen just to help out. There's no pay because we were living upstairs and we got our food and everything, which was great in that way. But even from a very, very young child, I remember that when I was perhaps a baby or toddler, there's this image or smell or something that my grandmother knelt down to open this big commercial oven. And inside, once you start opening up, all that barbecue roast spare ribs, right? And that smell and that heat, the gust, you just can't forget that feeling even till now. So we've had a lot of hard times, but my parents saved enough money. They got their own business, and that was how they got into business, got into properties in the end. And of course, I can see that I've probably inherited that entrepreneur blood in me. So I knew that when I had the teaching job from graduation, it was just to prove professionally I can get a job, because my parents kept telling me, oh, you know, you're a girl, you're Chinese, you are second class. People are not going to see you the same. They're not going to value you the same. You're always going to lose out because of who you are and the color of your skin. So there was a lot of times that, you know, you're not enough, basically. A lot of times that I thought, as growing up, being female, that I've had to work harder than any other girl around me. I knew I had to help out in the restaurant, the takeouts. I knew I had to grow up fast. There was a lot of responsibility, and with half term, with holidays, I didn't have much. I had to work in the kitchen, help out my parents. They pay me a little bit, so I learned how to save money at a very early age, which is why I'm quite good at handling money. And over the holidays, I had to work again. So I never really had a good childhood. And I've got my 2 children now, so I never want them to lose their childhood. I still want them to play, enjoy everything, expose them to everything possible, even sometimes the worst case scenarios, so they know life isn't all easy for them. I take them to the best places, even if I can't afford it, I'll save to do it. And I'll even rent out my own home to make that happen. I remember there was one time I had to do that, to go to Dubai, and we didn't have any spending money because it was on a scheme. And just to get them to the Atlantis and have a great week there. I didn't have any spending money. And because being in the property journey all the time, although you can leverage your deposit, but you can't leverage the refurb. So it's always been personal loans, credit cards, lots of things, buying secondhand furniture, Gumtree, eBay. So I'm literally an expert at all these things because you have to have a lot of grit and hustle to get to grow, to get to be who I am today, I guess. So I've been very, very bottom end, where I've had to really scrounge for money and make things happen. And now I've got to a stage where I am. You've got a long list, what you've just read, but that took a lot of effort and a lot of grit and hustle to get here. And only here now that I'm in the joys of the last couple of years of trying to actually enjoy my life a little bit.
It's great hearing your backstory, which has given you the resilience to go on to create the future that you have gone on to create, Angela. My next question, tell me about your adversities and what you have learned from that.
Wow, I've had lots of adversities. I think that the 2 biggest ones is growing up being told all the time that I'm not good enough. So my dad would tell me all the time, when nothing goes right, you're not good enough. And it really made me feel like I was never useful. So I had this affirmation in my head. My purpose probably is to strive to be good enough, to be useful. And that's why I've always taken up all these responsibilities, and I work so hard just to prove that, even of today. But what I realized because I'm also a rapid transformational therapy, which I work with modalities of hypnosis, hypnotherapy. And oh my God, that does miracles, honestly. But during the time that I needed healing, because this is what it is, we become therapists when you need healing as well. So during the time that I was being healed, I found out that really my dad used those words over and over again. And I should question that. If anybody has these things that their parents keep on, these words and lines that they keep on telling you, is the fact that where did they get these words from? And these words, like degrading words like you're not good enough, or who do you think you are, or we will never have money, or anything like that, it comes from their parents. So my dad have heard it from his dad, and it's been passed on, and it's imprinted in his brain. And that's how he got it. And now he says it, regardless whether we've got money, we're millionaires or whatever it is, he still believes he is not good enough. And he says it to us, we're not good enough. So that's one of the adversities, I would say, if anyone's going to learn from this, take it away as it came from somewhere else, is an imprint.
Yeah, it's like programming from like your past, your childhood, and words are really powerful. The way we talk to ourselves, our self-talk is so important. Angela, I've really enjoyed having a conversation with you for part 1. Please stay where you are. Thank you everyone for joining us for part 1. We're in conversation with Angela Soong. Stay tuned for part 2.
Hello everybody, Cyberchuck 2.0 here. I'm so excited to be able to share my vision of Dreamweavers Artist Ranch. They say you can't choose your family. Not only am I saying you can choose your family, you get to thrive with your family here at Dreamweavers Artist Ranch. It's a place for like-minded individuals to come together to share experiences and gain experiences, not only through workshops, through performances, and through exhibits. This is a place where you can disconnect from the outside world and reconnect into a community of people that there is no judgment. There's only support. And this place is an amazing place to grow and to tap into your highest potential and to be able to show off all your talents. This is a place you can come and network and really thrive. I'm so excited for Dreamweavers Artist Ranch. This is a place where dreams actually come true. I love you all so very much. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.
Welcome back to part 2 of Brilliance Business TV. We're in conversation with Angela Soong. Angela, we talked about a little bit of the work that you do in part 1, especially regarding RTT. So my next question, as a therapist and coach, can you explain the importance of mindset coaching and RTT therapy?
Yeah, well, pretty much RTT is rapid transformational therapy. It works with modalities of hypnosis, combined with NLP, CBT, psychotherapy. So like counseling, for example, there's a lot of talks into it. So in the combination of all that, it's helped a lot. Once I've done that course, I realized that I've learned so much about mindset, about the programming of the human mind. So when people start talking to me now, I'm like, I get how you think. I understand what you do, why you do something, because it's a bit like the Matrix. You start to see the programming of people. And that helps tremendously with the work that I do as well as being an entrepreneur, as being a host, by understanding what it is that people want. Because most of the time, people will talk about what it is that they lack, what it is that they are missing in their life, because that will be the major theme of when you have a conversation, have a coffee. That's what they're going to talk about, the focus on. So when you realize that is what they want and what they lack, then you're like, okay, well, as a therapist, how is it that I can help them? Or as even a coach, because I'm a rapid transformational coach also. So for therapists and a coach, therapist works in the past. So all your beliefs, ideology, everything that you are today, the formation, the programming that you've had, comes from the past experience. And here you are in the present moment, which we all should be and aware of and make awareness of. And coaching focuses on the future. So where you are today and where you want to be, and with a coach, you focus on helping someone maneuver to that future, reaching their goal set, whatever their dreams or whatever their plans are. So in rapid transformation therapy, everything and how you talk to people, you just kind of work with let's figure out what is it that they want. What are the ear pricking points that they're mentioning in the conversation? And when you understand and pick up those ear pricking points, you will then say, okay, you will analyze it a bit more. Why do you say that? Why is that word like that? Or why do you phrase it like that? Because there's always something in their mind, the picture and the words that you say formate the whole ideology of what the future is going to be like for them, because that's their programming. If that makes sense.
It makes total sense, and it's really important to connect with your future self, your future goals as well, and always have a positive outlook. I think it's really, really important.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Mark, let me finish this. So regards to the program of Golden Wealth Creations, what I've done now is a combination of creating all these 3 things together in timeline. First, for example, everybody wants to build wealth. Everybody wants more wealth. And wealth means different things to different people. So yes. Someone might want money. Predominantly, we think wealth is wealthy money. But to some people, we only want love, or we want better health. So the only way that you can work with that, with what they want, is actually first to understand what's blocking them to get what they want. So why are they not getting to where they need to be, and what's blocking them? Because sometimes even if you've got all this reading material, YouTube and books to read, you have all the underlying principles there. But why are you not getting there? There's something blocking you. So we say, for example, if you want to lose weight, we want to be a size, 14 to a size 10 or something. the problem is with that is not just about dieting or eating your way healthy and fitness, is to actually see yourself in terms of being a size 10 rather than I need to lose weight, because losing weight is a very short term, and diet is usually very short term in the mindset of actually reaching a point where you might be successful, but then the weight starts to increase again. But if you become a mindset of, oh, actually, I am a size 10. Now you become an identity. You have an identity shift. And with that identity, what does a size 10 person look like? What do they eat? How do they behave? What exercise do they do? What choices do they make? So you have that identity shift. And it's really important that, for example, in hypnotherapy, we make them see that future self, and they become that future self. And that vision and the words that we put into the transcripts and the personal scripts are so important, because once you visualize yourself being someone else in the future and you see it enough and replay it enough, then you become that person. You'll move towards that person. Yeah.
I agree totally. I'm very big on visualizing my future, and self-concept's really important, how you view yourself and what you believe to be true about yourself. And a belief is just something that you tell yourself over and over, and then you believe it. So you can choose to focus on the negative, or you can choose to focus on the positive. My next question: many of your businesses begin with golden. Tell me about your current new business, Golden Wealth Creations, and its USP, and why is it able to serve so many of us?
Well, like I said, Golden Wealth Creations is created to help people build wealth, and combining everything together with my business mindset, the entrepreneur of all my experiences that I've had, combining my teaching abilities previously with children, teenagers, and adults, even in colleges that I've taught therapeutic courses as well. Combining the coaching for the future, and especially combining RTT, which is rapid transformational therapy, combining all of this together, removing this. So we work with the client. This is what wealth aspect you want to move. You want. Okay, we need to work on that. First, we work on the mindset of where you are now, what is stopping you. So we might go into meditations, deep meditations, or hypnosis, and take out those beliefs, those self-limiting beliefs. So once that's taken out, then we project new programming to see yourself in the future. And we need to see yourself clearly in the future by producing details information from what the client's perspective of their future is. And we need this written down in paper. We need a recording of this as well. And then we also need the goal setting, which is the coaching part as well, to realize how you can backwards engineer those goals. So we put everything in action. And once you have that belief in, and you have that plan of action in physically, you can get there. And that's what it's all about. Everyone can achieve that wealth. And obviously we're talking a lot about monetary, and lots of people who doesn't want more money? But
Everyone.
is it their number one? No, they say they want it, but is that their number one for every day, what they're thinking they're lacking, or is it actually something else? And we discover that in the program.
Which is really important, getting clear on what it is that money is going to bring you. And that's really what you want. It's normally the freedom the money will bring you. Great points, Angela. We're coming up to the last few minutes. And my last question for today, Angela, your latest career venture is becoming a regional director. I know you mentioned it, of the Global Woman Club in Birmingham. What is the club, and what will your mission and role be in there?
So as a regional director, I think one of the visions that I see from this club is I love the vision that our founder has created, Morella. So that is why I took the club on with Nikki. The fact that we can also reach our hand out to support other women along their journey of life. I've had such a variation, a very colorful journey in my life, from poverty now to being wealthy well, I consider myself to be wealthy. It depends. Everyone's wealth is different with what they have. But I'm talking about in terms of a balance of love, of the children going into grammar schools. I can afford it. My second home in Valencia, I can afford that as well, and have the sun, the beach, and a semi-retirement life. So doing all the things that I love. So hosting in properties, hosting as a global woman director, I'm now helping out other people in their journey from what I've learned from so far, building out my own life. So, for example, in the Host of Being in the Properties meetup, Partners in Property, I consult with multimillionaires and starters on how to get into the property ladder and how to make that happen if that's what they want. In the Global Woman Club, I help the women if they want to write a book, for example, or if they want to be visible, and also giving women that confidence of you are enough, you are visible, you are valuable. And we have a host of women all together in community supporting each other, and somebody may be an expert in something, another person will be an expert in something, and there's an exchange and we can learn from each other. There's always something we can learn from each other. Even a mum-entrepreneur is welcome. They might bring in, well, I don't know anything. Well, actually, you do. You're great at baking cakes. You know, you can set up a cake business. You're great at some sort of artwork. You can teach art through emotional, positive thinking. You're great. You know, there's always something everyone can offer. And that's why we talk about bring your passions in. Let's talk about it. Let's see how we can monetize it and help you create that confidence and that enough that you are valuable, and your purpose for this world is just as unique and, you know, important. I didn't know where I was going to be a few years ago. And it's only been the last 2 years where I've propelled myself to being host for property, a host for women. Never have I thought that I was good enough to be hosting multimillionaires in the club and things like that. Never, and to a group of 80% men in business. I never have I thought of myself to be public speaking. So I was absolutely scared of public speaking 2 years ago. So all this is practice. And it's not about me. I believe that I'm doing it because I've got a message out there, especially for ethnic minorities, especially for women who feel they're not enough, that they can be, and they can get to wherever it is, and they can achieve their dreams. And this is a platform, Global Woman, to actually come. And we will support you. I will support you. And, you know, only when you support each other, then we are all shining, we're all bright and radiant together.
You certainly have a colourful career and a colourful life. I'm sure you're super, super busy, but I can tell you thoroughly enjoy it, Angela. Now, I know you are offering a few things here, Angela, and people can connect with you at angelasoong888@gmail.com. Who is best to reach out to you, Angela, and what are you offering?
So women in general, they have a story, or they want support and help, and they would like to come and understand what Global Woman Club is all about. We have clubs in Birmingham, in London, around the world in 23 countries. Property people who want to get into property, who are property people, who want more information, I can help with that. And of course, anyone who wants this a bit more information about rapid transformational therapy, anyone who has trauma in the past, self-limiting beliefs, smoking problems, addiction problems, finding love, finding whatever it is, especially finding money, believing in abundance of money, and any factors. So I can help with.
I would encourage you to go and send an email to Angela at Angela.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.